What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Yala, your thrice weekly podcast where we talk about the hottest news, but sometimes we also have guests who maybe try and overstep their boundaries a bit too early.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And like a little monster, crawling in the dark, suddenly springing out at us.
Exactly.
Trying to hijack the podcast.
Yeah. Because in our studio today, facing us right now, we have a very special guest. He's JD Chua. And on his name card, which he passed to me before we started, it says director, producer, and action aficionado.
And on the other side, there's a pay now QR code.
Correct.
If you're listening to this, his literal name card has a QR code right behind it where you can pay now money to him.
So clearly he designed this before COVID. Because since COVID, it's taken on new meaning.
I've printed too much. Now the trend is the card that taps. So I'm just like, as much as I can, I'm just
taps.
Easy link.
A name
something
card
like that.
taps.
Yeah. So give me your phone and then I'll just tap the card and then all my details will be in your phone.
Oh, so you don't even need to give the card, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a new thing.
Wow.
But so I need to get rid of this. So thanks guys for helping me clear my trash.
But then that phone is like friendly for iPhone and Android and all.
So far,
as in that card.
The test that I did is any phone can use now.
All right. How's just your mic can, I think.
My bad. Sorry, I have this habit. My bad.
Yeah.
How's this now?
I think it's better.
Yeah. But the name card. So who do you go to produce those sort of name cards?
I will design one and then get a friend who she has a designer eye and then she's like, oh yeah, this.
No,
works.
as in that tap name card.
That.
Of course, I know how name cards are made,
which is why when you ask, I'm like, wait a minute, like what?
Yeah, actually, can we come back to the name cards a bit later? For people listening,
right.
Why are we here talking to Mr. JD,
true.
Mr. JD Chua? Why are we here talking to JD?
Because a movie came out. It is in cinemas now. It's called Circle Line. It's Singapore's first monster flick.
Okay. I know the press like to take that. Hold on, but I want to correct something.
But let me just say what your role in it is.
Okay, sure. Yes,
you are the director.
Sorry, I really like disruptive.
Yeah, very. It's okay, but you are the director of the film,
right?
And the film is in cinemas right now, January 2023.
Right.
So yes, JD, what were you gonna clarify?
Okay, so to call it monster film is a bit of misnomer, right? I always go around calling it a creature feature. That is more accurate.
Creature feature.
What's the difference?
Okay, so monster. Once you tell people monster, right, straight away they have this impression of Godzilla, kaiju, and all that, which is ours is more like aliens, right? Where you feature the creature is actually the main point of the feature. Thus, creature feature. Yeah. So if you should search the genre, there's such a genre called creature feature. So you have like predator, alien, the host.
Got it.
Yeah.
Also, where the creature has a bit more, and it's not just this one-dimensional monster that destroys everything.
It depends on the movie. There are some movies that are more than one creature. Yeah. So the point is it's more specific. So when you say monster, it has a lot. It's so broad, right?
Yeah.
You say creature feature very clearly, like okay, this is something that's more smaller, more human size.
But wouldn't minions qualify as a creature feature in that definition?
Sorry, what did you say?
Minions.
Minions are creature. Yeah, if very loose definition, if you want to use that, yeah.
But yeah, the creature you have in your creature feature is not a minion, obviously. It's
no.
Much more scary than that, right?
Yeah.
But what kind of? I mean, without giving away too much, what kind of? Could you just summarize what the film is,
Okay,
basically?
so a group of commuters. Okay, I'm following textbook now, right?
Yeah.
Group of commuters took the last train back home, and then their train got derailed, got into a tunnel that they are not supposed to be in, and it actually has a creature living there, right? Yeah. So it's half creature feature, half disaster movie.
I see. And you called it Circle Line because you could have called it Thomson East Coast Line.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The marketing would have been amazing.
A lot more current.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of people think that directors have a lot of power in the projects that they make. But there are two kinds. One is the art house kind and one the more commercial kind. And the commercial kind, the directors are hired to express within the parameters that the producers set. Okay, so the producers came together and decided to call it Circle Line.
I see.
Okay,
Okay, circle
okay.
line. And the premise. I mean, it is set in the train station, lah. Right? As in the train. The setting is that underground tunnel that you mentioned, lah.
Right.
But what do you say is unique about this film compared to other creature feature films?
Okay. First, it's done in Singapore, right? And it features at least what I try to insert in, like proper usage of stunts and visual effects. And actually, in Singapore, right, a lot of producers, when they do content and it features action stuff, naturally you say, hey, I need a stunt guys, right?
Yeah.
And they are usually the afterthought. And the same thing for visual effects. You should really then just throw the visual effects people to handle. But what I learned from my travels, right, it is always advisable to have all your team members at the start and then just plan everything together. So in terms of what's unique about Circle Line is the process of making this film is very different. Yeah.
I mean,
I just hope the result shows.
It's not a small film, right? It's a big budget.
Yeah. Really
filmed,
big. Yeah.
Because of COVID, I mean, you filmed this way before like COVID, right?
Yeah.
And you filmed it not in Singapore because Singapore space and access to trains, all that is an issue. So you actually filmed it. Where do you film it?
Half of it in KL, half of it in JB, the Iskandar Studios. Very helpful partners. And the rest is visual effects. We have about 30 plus 40% is all visual effects, and most of them are done in Singapore. Well, at least, let me be more accurate. It's hubbed in Singapore.
Yeah.
And then the shots are hubbed out to 5 different countries.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, just to go back, you needed to shoot in a studio in Malaysia because you literally had to build the railway network, right?
Yeah.
And then not a whole thing, but a simulation of the railway network.
Yeah.
And how can you talk about what the scale of that was? Give us an impression of what size, how many people it took to build, or how long, or anything.
Okay, so I will talk about the film need to be divided into 2 parts, right? Because the way we shoot it or the way I directed it was very different, right? So there's the crisis point, which is where the creature is, and then there's the crisis management, which is the control room, right? So the crisis point where the communicators are in the train, and then the derailment, and then the creature come in, and then the survival and all that, right? That has been planned easily a year before the shoot. So all the storyboard artists come in, and then we plan everything, and then once we have the whole sequence ready, then all departments come in, and then everybody discuss, hey, can we do this shot? Right? Yeah. Any one department, including wardrobe, right, say, oh, 不可以啊，做不到, I cannot do, we will change the shot. Right? So that one is very strict, very little room for improvising.
Okay.
Right? The control room part where Andy is in, we had the most fun.
Okay.
Right?
You're talking about Andy Chen, the actor.
Andy Chen,
who was a frequent guest on our podcast.
Actually, my classmate.
Okay, got it.
So I always wanted him in a film lah. I wanted him in a different role, but I have a lot of pushback. So I just forced my way in and said, no, I don't care. I want Andy in, including his hair lah.
Okay.
Right. So the control room part doesn't need so much prep. Okay. But what is required, right, is to tell the actors or train the actors in pseudo train lingos. Right. So they give out technical terms on it, which we invented because we don't have support from Singapore.
Okay.
Right. So we have to like insert fantasy, and then of course with our own research from other countries and all that, and then whatever research we have, right, we also impart it to our actors so that they know what they're saying. Okay. There are certain stuff, right, that is not required in the film, but we still train them to have it. Simply because when we shoot the control room part, we shot it with 2 cameras.
Yeah.
James here, the DP, right, he was very gracious to say, okay, I know I'm the DP, but I don't have to be the main MVP of the scene when we shoot there.
So just to clarify for those listening, DP stands for Director of Photography, who is the main person behind the camera. The DP.
Or design the shots.
Yeah.
Usually it's a husband and wife relationship with the director. Right. Okay. So we got in a second camera, Take Z. And the whole script, right, that features the control room, we take out.
Okay.
So they have no idea what's going on,
Okay.
right? And when we rehearse, there are no markers for the actors. Markers meaning like you have the focus in place. It's very technical where actors need to walk to certain points so that the camera is capture the actors in focus.
Yep.
I find funny explaining
So
to you
you're
guys.
saying, are you saying that they had to improv quite a bit?
They will have a script to follow.
They have a script, okay.
They are free to express any way they want. Right. Okay. So the important thing is second camera don't know what's going on. Even rehearsal, they are invited out.
Okay.
Right. So when they come back, James will give them the space where they can move, and then encumber them, right, and say, okay, this is your lens. You cannot change. And usually it's very tight one. Right. Take in mind that the second camera don't know what's going on.
Okay.
So characters might speak out of line.
Yeah.
And they have to be prepared for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the second camera became a playground for actors. Yeah. So the second camera constantly have to search like, oh, who's the one speaking? Oh, should he be reacting? All right. So we try to recreate the crisis experience for the actors lah.
But to my question was like about what was the size, the literal physical size?
Get off.
The physical size of like what you were
Sorry,
building.
I'm very excited about like
the studio.
talking
No,
about
I
project,
think we will definitely get there. I
Okay.
think for people who
Right.
don't really know maybe production processes and all that.
Right.
Like just you see something on TV, if you see it's CGI, some people even think location can be CGI and all that. But this one was not lah. This one was like a lot of literal practical studios you had to build that, right?
Okay, we'll talk about the CGI part later.
Yep.
Right. The size I can't remember.
Like how many football fields?
Can park 3 private jets lah.
Three
private jets.
I
So
don't
like
have context
like
of what a
2.5
private jet.
Yeah.
How big is a private jet actually?
How
I
big
have
is
no
the
context of how
private
big a
jet,
private jet
yeah.
is.
2.5
2.5
soccer fields.
2.5 soccer
Yeah.
fields.
2.5 soccer
Wow.
fields lah.
Yeah.
In that one studio space.
that one
lah.
studio,
And it's
yes.
indoors lah.
Indoors.
Yeah.
So we have the train set, the tunnel set, the cave set, and sewer set.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, all in one place.
So I mean, like for those who are not in media, that is called a soundstage lah. And like it's almost something magnificent to see in person. A room that is that big because the ceilings are fucking high.
Yep.
And it's all those clips that you see Avengers with the green screen and the blue screen and all that happens on a soundstage lah. So imagine 2.5 football fields indoors with super high ceilings. It's like an expo hall like that lah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So when I need to call certain people of within the same space, right?
Yeah.
Like I need them next to me. I just need to find my phone and say, hey guys, can you like radio for that guy to come here? Yeah, it's that big lah.
Yeah, it's that big lah. Yeah, and what you said? What was built inside the train and everything was housed inside, like makeup, wardrobe, the train.
The next to the soundstage there is the green room. That's where the actors hang out.
where the
Yeah,
actors hang out. Okay.
I had no time to visit the green room. So on set it was like war zone, like constantly shoot.
Yeah. And how many days did you shoot?
40
40-ish.
40, yeah.
40 days.
Yeah. No, sorry, 39 because Andy, Alan, and Peter in the control room scene was so great, right? That we saved an entire day.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We constantly have
Saved
to.
the entire day.
We
Wow.
constantly have to. I know it's very unusual. We usually overrun.
Yeah.
But they were so great, right? That we constantly have to pull scenes from the next day forward.
Oh.
And they already remember their lines, like no worries at all. And they are very flexible and open for only one actor being directed. Right. And
Wait, sorry, what do you mean only one actor?
okay. So the control room for the actors, right? They need to be constantly on their toes. After 3 or 4 takes, right? They'll be used to it already.
Okay.
So I'll just pull one actor out in secret and then I'll give him a secret direction.
Okay.
The other actors wouldn't know, but they know they need to respond to whatever new direction that this directed actor will have. Yeah, so there's a lot of those methods that I employ on the control room.
Wasn't that like something they did on Alien, right? I think there was that iconic
chest
scene.
buster
The
scene.
chest
Yeah,
buster.
yeah,
They didn't
yeah.
tell the actors that there was going to be an alien coming
Oh,
out.
is
the person.
it?
Yeah, then the actors really reacted on the spot to it. So was that something that you wanted deliberately to, like sort of scare the actors and keep them on their toes, lah.
I did that for the
control
train
room.
part.
Ah,
the
the
control
train.
room I had different reactions because there are moments during on set, right?
Yeah.
I felt that they got too used to their lines. So I would just pull one actor out and say, hey, you can say something offhand, or you can raise your voice and then just see what's the dynamics like.
I see.
Right. So after 2-3 days of that, they got used to it. So this is something that I enjoy telling. Like that scene features Alan, Andy, and Peter. So Peter is he's trying to receive all the information and try to get help. While Andy and Alan, right, are arguing. Right. So on script, they are very reasonable, they're very civil, and they just present their case. So after a while, I just like, okay, let's have fun with them. So I pull Alan out and I say like, okay, I know it's an insult for you to try to replicate a certain actor, but let's just try this experiment, right?
Yep.
I really like this actor. This guy called Denzel Washington. Yeah. So in the scene when he get frustrated, he'll scream. And then really try to put his point across. And I told Alan that. Alan said okay, and then he went back in happy that he got a special treatment or special direction. What he didn't know, and what Andy didn't know, right, is I pull Andy out and then I give him the same direction.
Oh, to shout at each other.
So the thing is they think they're very special, but on set, right, they start screaming at each other. And it was magic, man. There's no way, right, you can direct this kind of like moments unless you provoke it out there.
And it's like I mean, I can imagine when those sort of things happen as an actor, it can be quite how you say, comical if things go a bit tangential.
Yeah.
But this was intense all the way.
Intense, and
they're professionals.
They're professionals, and there are times, I mean, it's a risk. If you direct like that, right?
Yeah.
There's a risk where the person who's supposed to react cannot react. And then start laughing or say, hey, no, this is not. Yeah. I mean, from an actor's point of view, I don't know how you react to this.
I mean, like the other actors knew that this kind of things there might be some spanners in the works, right?
Not necessarily.
But
They're always on their toes.
Always on their toes.
Yeah.
So basically, they're on their toes for surprises. And I think as an actor, I would fucking love that. Because the thing about acting and like scenes, I mean, even for us as TV producers before, as directors and all, sometimes when you got no time to experiment.
Yeah.
And that's when like, okay, you just have to get through the scenes. So sometimes you need to fight the clock, but when you got like room to improv and all, that's the best. For any actor, I think that's the best.
But okay, so if we can sidetrack a bit, I want to give a shout out to this director, Jason Tan, whom you have collaborated with.
Yes.
He has made a short film with you,
yes,
which I declared to him, I don't have the skill to direct him like that. Okay, what you did, right? The
name,
man
who can't smile.
Yeah, the man who can smile. What you actually did, is your expression from your lower half of your face and the expression of your upper half need to be divorced.
Yeah.
And when you're sad, I can see it in your eyes, but your mouth, you're smiling. I was like, oh my god, like that's something I cannot do, So yeah, I think you need to pat yourself on the shoulder for that.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, so the shout out was for Jason or for Harish?
Oh, sorry, more for Jason.
No, I totally love Jason as well. And I love working with him. And I mean, for those listening, we can put a link in the show notes to go watch that. Yeah.
And he also one of the forerunners in pushing Singapore genre films. This
totally,
Zombie
So I mean, that kind of direction, it worked for what you were doing, right? A lot of this disaster, crisis situations, and you know. But I'm guessing in today's day and age, if I say a sex scene or something, you can't do this kind of improvisation, surprises kind of thing, right? So it's not one size fits all, It's not one size fits all.
Cannot.
Hey, wait, depends what kind.
Depends on what kind.
Simulated or not?
No, but I'm asking because that kind of requires a lot of trust between the actor and the director. So were there any situations on set where you were doing this thing and then it caused someone to not react so kindly to the surprises? Because you said they got used to it, but was there any time in that process of getting used to it that someone it was very jarring for them?
Not to my knowledge, don't have.
Okay.
Yeah, we maybe one trivia for the audience, like for feature films that big, there are a small percentage that is not directed by the director.
Sure.
Right,
Okay.
there's second unit right. Second unit were shooting other stuff that doesn't involve the main actors. So I haven't heard any stories from them. I think everything just went smoothly and according to quote unquote plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you have worked with all these actors before?
Johnny is new. Johnny Ng. He's somebody that I always want to work with. I watch him as a child. Alan, I know him as a friend. Peter is an actor I never worked with before. Great guy. I love working with him. Jessica, wow, what a... Yeah, there's so much stories about her, man. I was very hesitant and afraid, but turned out to be one of the best collaborators I work with. The kid is totally new. The casting the kid, the process was a bit interesting lah.
Okay.
He was introduced by the writer of Circle Line, and when he sent in his audition clip, right, I was like, wait, there's something special about this kid when compared to other kids that audition lah. And I couldn't put a finger on it. He has never acted before.
Yeah.
And I tried to explain to the producers, right? Hey, yeah, I think this kid is right. Let's bring him in. Right? So he came in with 3 other kids, and they're all very close. But there's something about him that I still cannot justify that to the producers, like, hey, you need to cast this boy. So just nice, there's an opportunity that came along for me to do a short film with some Mother's Day theme, right? And then I cast him. So the whole short film, right, is actually an audition for him. And after that, right, the audience see the producers see it, they say, okay, that's right. Yeah, let's cast this boy. So the process of casting the Nathaniel, right, is a bit different lah.
I see.
And the story revolves around these characters that you just mentioned. Like, they are the commuters in the carriage dealing with the whole emergency, you know.
Okay, so Jessica, the Taiwanese actor, Patrick, Ashley, Nat. Sorry, I'm trying hard to recall. It's so long ago that I shot this. They are in the train. Peter, Alan, Andy in the control room.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
So for you, where does this stand in your, your basically you've had quite a long career as a filmmaker as well, right?
Wow.
Would you say this is like the
pinnacle?
The pinnacle. Directing a feature is the pinnacle of everything that you've wanted to do, a genre picture as well.
Okay, I know I will get shit on for saying this, but I actually didn't want the job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was having fun in the States. I was working there for a while, and I was part of a team that specialized in destruction.
Destruction.
Yeah.
Construction, destruction.
No. Destruction. So let's say the project features a car to crash or stunt fights or explosions and all that. I'm part of a team that put that together.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. So when I was in the States, right, or projects that come from the States, right.
Yeah.
I get to not grow up.
You get to play,
so I have like toys to play lah. Like of course it's very dangerous. Like you should treat it professionally and all that. But I find a lot of joy in creating spectacles.
Oh, okay.
Right. Destruction and all that. And of course you plan for so many months, right? And then when it happened for just one shot, like wow, you feel very achieved. And when the producers approached me, right, I'm like, what? Really? You guys want to do this? Like you guys are mad lah. No, I don't want the job. Yeah, so they somehow managed to con me into it lah.
You said you said you guys are mad because as in you guys are mad, this can't be done,
right? Or
you guys are mad, why are you choosing me, or what was the you guys are mad
a bit of both lah. Okay, so when we were talking in reverse here, like going back.
No,
okay.
I think most interesting for a lot of people listening is you.
Right.
Like, how do you get to this position?
So special. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So when the project first like there are murmurs of it lah, right? Is to Juan who produced this. Wow, like he carried the film since the inception lah. Right. Okay. So he I knew him for quite a while, and he spoke about making a creature movie and some monster thing and all that. I was like, okay, like how is that possible? But it wasn't my project then, so I didn't care that much lah. And we were on a trip to Thailand, and he was speaking to partners and all that. So I introduced to him to some Thai filmmakers that I worked with before.
Yep.
And during the discussion, I tried to avoid it because I try to respect the boundaries that if it's not your project, you shouldn't pry into it. But of course, like I hear details and all that. So when I first heard of it, I thought it was a bit crazy.
Like what was it at that point in time? What was the idea? Just like a creature feature film.
A creature, like a monster in a tunnel. I'm like, what? Okay, monster in tunnel. Yeah, so we have a history of Singapore-made monster films, right? Amphibian was one. Those like they were testing 3D and I think Widescreen Media produced that. So
wait, we have monster or slash creature films in Singapore's film history.
We are the first commercial one.
Okay. Art house, there were a lot.
I would say art house. I think it was a tech demo.
Okay.
But it was a full film.
It was a full film. Widescreen Media, shout out to them. I really love the guys over there, Kevin and Ian Wee. So the Singapore part was to support the equipment and the expertise. I'm not sure the originator of the project was from which country, but there's this movie called Amphibian and when I saw it, I'm like, it's going to be that kind of standard Of course, at that time was great, right? And several years later, it just doesn't hold up And when I heard Joan say that, I'm like, okay. Again, I just do my own merry way, and I spoke to my my friends in Bangkok
Yeah.
So several months later, I heard of a director got attached. And then after that, the director left Creative Differences with the producer.
Okay.
And then got another director come in. And then just nice, I was back in town.
And this was what year? Sorry?
Oh, this was 17? 18?
2017. Okay.
17.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there were talks about let's do a trailer, a pitch trailer. And director B came along, a new director. And my job was to support this director in producing it and advise on how to do the action part. And the trailer was done. And the producer told me like, hey, we want to get you involved as a action part. Like, can you consult and all that? And I was like, oh, okay, just send me the contract. Contract never came. I went back to at that time, I think I was going to Berlin for a project.
For a destruction project.
For another, that one was visual effects, something else.
Oh, okay.
So I came back, and then the producers came to me and said like, okay, I know we were supposed to give you the contract for action consultant and all that but how about you are the director? I was like, what? Like, what happened to you? Because I really respect the previous directors that was on. So I don't know the details. He left the project and I was like, what? You guys really want me to do this? Like, why? First of all, it felt like a divorce. Like hearing your parents like, hey, we're getting divorced. You're like, wait, what a minute. Okay, so I have to overcome that reaction. Then next thing is I asked for the script. And when I read it, I was like, this is way too insane. Like, no way it can be done here, or Singapore is not ready. Right? And I also gave them a quote unquote a fuck you move . It's like, okay, if you want me to do this, fine. I got another project. You must invest at least like 10% in it as a startup capital.
Okay.
The subtext is like, go away, I don't want the job. I didn't expect them to say yes. So I was like, oh shit, I'm doing this now. Yeah. So I okay, man of my words, and then just do it .
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I mean, you had been in media for how long before that? Like, what
Oh my God.
about your experience made you think that you can direct it?
Okay. This is me answering for the producers. I'm sure they got their own answers . So here's what I would assume that they would say. I spend my time in the States just wanting to be involved in big projects. Because Singapore is not allowed or doesn't have the capacity to do action films or create spectacles. So I went to the States.
This was pre Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah. So
what about NDP? NDP is a spectacle every fucking year, okay? Don't
Well, I
shit
mean,
on NDP.
NDP only happen once a year, but on films it's like, wow, 1 year I don't know do how many, Okay, so I went on an internship that I secure myself with one of my heroes. And once he took me on, and then he helped me open the doors lah. Like,
Are you able to say who's the hero? Tough.
Not tough because every time I tell you all
It's a name
directors.
drop, is it? It's a name
It's
drop.
a name
is
drop,
it?
yeah. So I feel okay. It's the top of my list of my heroes.
James Cameron. Michael Bay.
No, it's
Spielberg.
Michael Mann.
Oh, Michael Mann.
Right. So he directed Collateral, Miami Vice. He really changed my childhood, man. Okay. So long story short, I mean, it's a really long story on how I get to him, but he agreed to took me on as his first intern, and he helped me open doors and meet new people, and then those new people, right, are producers or filmmakers themselves, and they were like, oh, you speak several languages, okay, you can help me in the future. So usually in LA, right, it's a lot of empty promises, right? I didn't expect Millennium Films or New Image, right, to at that time was producing Ninja Shadow of a Tear. Came to me and said like, hey, you are Asian and you speak how many languages? I was like,
Wait, to clarify what language? What languages?
the movie is in English, but it's shown in Thailand.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Right.
But you speak what languages? As in,
with different levels of fluency, I speak 6 lah.
wow,
really?
Yeah.
What's
English, Mandarin.
Malay?
So I'm speaking English now.
Yeah.
Right. 我的中文是真的很复杂。
Okay.
Mandarin.
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 저는 지금 한국어
Korean.
배우할 수 있습니다.
Korean. Okay.
ผมเดี๋ยวนี้เป็นคนไทยไงก็
That's Thai.
พูดไทยมันเป็นธรรมดา
Thai. Okay.
Express and Beja Netherlands.
But German.
No, close.
Netherlands.
It's Dutch lah.
Dutch. Okay.
Oh, you speak Dutch, Tristan? I'm referring to Tristan now.
No, I guess
Netherlands, yeah.
Netherlands.
Okay. And me aprende un poco español.
Okay.
Oh.
Spanish.
Hey, wait, we had this conversation. You have family in Spain,
Yeah.
but you're
I'm Cindy. Indian.
of course, yeah, I can see that. But okay, your comprehension of Spanish is
Un poquito.
Oh, muy bien.
Poquito. Very little.
Right. But yeah, I can understand you.
Yeah.
So with different frequency line, and then this producer said, yeah, we are shooting in Bangkok. Since you're from there,
From there.
I grew up there lah.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
you actually did grow up in Thailand.
I grew up in Thailand.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So they decided to ship me to from LA to Bangkok so that I can be the guy that communicates between the US team and the Thai team.
Oh.
Yeah. So from there I get exposed to how action movies are made. Right. And then that really like I got jacked into the matrix. I was like, wow, that's how it's done.
Wait, so
Right.
what movie did you work on?
Ninja Shadow of a Tear.
Ninja Shadow.
Wait,
Yeah.
so because what your experience is atypical even of anyone working in the industry in Singapore lah.
Okay.
So when you say jacked in the matrix, wow, this is how action movies are done.
Right.
What's different between doing a movie in Singapore versus doing an action movie with Hollywood budget and everything? What's the big differences lah?
Resources, mainly budget and time. But of course, every project has that problem.
Yeah, right.
I think the main issue is the comprehension of how to make such movies, and the powers that be are the producers and the directors. Right. The process of making such a movie is not plant a camera, direct the actor, press the red button, and then just say action. Right. So for action films, sorry. Oh, my bad.
No problem.
So
he just burped in Dutch in case you all didn't know. Yeah.
Sorry.
For those wondering what that pause was. Yeah.
Okay, so for movies like that, right, there are a lot of processes, a lot of prep, a lot of technical terms. At that time, it was like I went in wide eye lah. It's like, what the hell is this? And then I experienced the whole thing, and then I start learning lah. And that is changing here in Singapore. Right. Thanks to again, I'm going to give shout outs to Ronin Action Group, run by Sunny, who is actually involved in Circle Line, and Sandbox Playground, run by Peps. right? And these two, more of Sunny. I was closer to Sunny then, lah.
And these are what the
They're stunt teams.
Stunt
Stunt
teams.
teams.
Stunt teams
Okay,
in
got it.
Singapore.
Got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Right. So I when I approached them and then we spoke, okay, how to elevate Singapore filmmaking, genre filmmaking, do action and all that, right? And we start to share our experiences. And kudos to them, they actually spread the right message. I mean, with a very little bit of my experience and mostly it's what they learn from the experience in Hong Kong, overseas and all that, right? And they try to implement it here in Singapore. So now we're in a wave, right, or change, right, of making action films the right way. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so the right way, what you're saying is that it's not just like step one, put camera, step two, direct.
Yeah.
So how would you sum up what the right way is? Like you could
Sum up
just
is
like
a challenge, man.
summaries.
Yeah, because when you say
Right.
resources and time, I can
Right.
imagine any production.
Yeah.
We want more resources, we want more time.
Right.
But that doesn't necessarily mean the product will be better that much. So,
Right. Okay. So let's put an example. Okay. So if the audience have not seen it, I highly recommend you guys to YouTube it. Not a great movie, but the awesome fight scene, the Batman versus Superman scene in the warehouse. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I have friends in there and then give me some insights lah. Right. That fight scene, right, took 3 weeks to film. It took about 2 months to prep. So if you want to prep a fight scene like that, first of all, 3 weeks to shoot. Where got such luxury? And then 2 months to prep. That means you need to pay these guys to create and design these fight scenes for you.
Yeah.
And of course, the design of the fights are not just like whether it looks cool or not. The most important thing is to assess whether it is safe. Right? And this is something that a lot of filmmakers here in Singapore forget.
Safety.
Yeah. And if you make it safe and then they can perform more and more and then become more of a calculated risk on set. Okay, all these 2 months plus 3 weeks, who is going to pay for it? We can make another feature film for this kind of resources already. Right?
Yeah.
So of course we will never have that. Well, maybe not this year. We will never have this kind of resources, right? But that is changing. I have observed that. I've seen that there are rehearsals for actors. They are like, okay, learn how to break fall. What are pads for? What is screen fighting? Yeah. So I really see that change.
Yeah. I mean, even our TV series, we had one fight scene.
Yeah.
That we had rehearsal for. Where we had people, they come and train with like fake gun and prop gun, and then it was in a gym and they had to roll around.
Yeah. The pre-vis lah.
Yeah, pre-vis lah.
Yeah.
But it really was just one day lah, right? The day before, a couple of days before the shoot lah.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying by the extra 2 months. I remember the Batman Superman one, they literally shot scene by scene with a camera as well during the previs.
Yes.
So that even the crew knew exactly what to do on the day lah. So it really is a labor of love lah, the whole thing.
Okay, I want to throw to you guys. Would you guys be interested in learning or at least observe how screen fights or stunts are done?
Observing
Okay, let me rephrase.
like a wrestling event or
Would
something.
you want to try to attend for one class?
Oh, it's a class lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool, huh?
Yeah,
Okay,
cool.
I'm down,
Audience
I'm
here,
down.
man. But yeah, you guys better post on Instagram, man, when you guys are for it. So I'll make the arrangement. I'll make some calls.
Of course.
Can I have you guys involved? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
But so you're saying that action movies in Singapore in the past were a pipe dream. When you came on the project and you were like, you could barely believe that it could be done, right?
Right, yeah.
Now you say that, okay, maybe there's a possibility of more action movies like that. But then what was it that pushed you to like, okay, it's never been done, but I'm going to be the first one to do it? Well, was there a moment where you're like, okay, I'm going to say yes to this because this is what I believe in, and what pushed you to that decision?
Okay, so this one I really credit to the EP, the executive producer and the producer lah. So Joanne and Chisin first approached me, and they really try to inspire me to say, okay, we can actually do it one. And I'm the sort who like to jump before I access the depth lah. And in a way, I was a bit crazy myself. Now thinking back, maybe I should have said no. Okay, anyway, so
Too late.
So I told them, okay, if I were to do this, right, the most important thing is the industry must improve from this, right? And I must use the correct partners. You cannot dictate how you want it. I will tell you how it's done. It's your job to say yes, no, too expensive, we cannot do it. Then I'll say, okay, then you need to reduce the script a bit. Right. So they need to give me the option. And I really must, I mean, I thank them to no end. They actually have the faith, right, and say, okay, we trust you to do it. Yeah. Of course, the more they say we trust you, the more stressed I become, because I got $3 million on my back.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's one of the biggest budget movies in Singapore?
One of the biggest, yeah.
Is A Boys to Men 7, then after that is you guys, or
I
even
think
more
Our
than
Boys is more. I don't know. I spoke with Jack once, but I didn't ask for it. I mean, it's not something that you ask him.
It's like
direct,
asking how much you earn, is it?
Yeah, no, it's like
Hey,
how
your
big is
movie
your
how much,
dick, right?
Your movie how much?
Come take out from there.
It's not like a big measuring contest.
No, and then, I mean, Jack Neo films, they have a way of recouping via product placements and all that.
Yeah,
That a lot of other kinds of films don't have.
Yeah,
that
and he has
luxury,
fans and inbuilt audience also. So we are going through that uphill battle now because we are fighting against a water tech demo. And
wait. Just disclaimer here.
You have not watched.
He's a big fan, huge fan of
No, I'm not
Avatar,
shitting on it.
Of what? Oh, you mean
Avatar,
Avatar?
Avatar.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched
Okay.
it yet.
So yeah.
So there's a water tech. What do you say?
Water tech demo
Oh,
That's what Avatar
water,
2 is.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
and Terminator Door.
Terminator Doc.
So it is a
Door DOLL.
Yeah. Well, Megan. Megan. Yeah.
So it is a movement in the VFX space, a water demo.
No. He's saying that the competition in the box office right now
is
Avatar
water.
2 and Megan,
Yeah.
2 movies.
It's all set in water.
No.
It's funny
No,
that
he's trying to say that they're fighting an uphill battle at the box office because there are these 2 other big Hollywood movies out now. Avatar 2, which he has said is just a water tech demo, and Megan is just a Terminator
I
doll.
thought it's like this movement towards the
Wake
next
up,
big
wake
thing
up,
in
wake
film
up.
is like water demo. So I was like, hey, the doll is in water. What the fuck is this
When I
swimming in
turned to
doll?
Harish, he was just like,
It's funny to see how you explain to him.
Harish's expression was like, what is he talking about?
That's it. Avatar is actually not bad. I think you should check
not
out.
bad. Okay,
but it's an investment 3 hours, man.
A 3-hour water tech demo, as you described.
water tech
But
demo.
oh my god, someday Singapore can do that. Yeah,
Someday.
Yeah.
So how long is the movie gonna run in the box office?
I really don't know. Typically for local films, right, it's 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Typically, and then if it does well, it might extend. But in terms of the distribution strategy, right, I'm not part of that conversation.
Okay.
Yeah. So the MM2, I mean the guys in there are great lah. Like I expect them to be antagonistic, but they were really supportive. And Taipan, they decide on when was the release, and then just nice, right? I couldn't get out of the project. So in terms of marketing it or being a part of the release, right, I wasn't involved lah.
I see.
In fact, this is my first public interaction talking about Circle Line. Yeah. So actually, you guys are the first one to hear from my mouth.
That is, we got a exclusive.
For now lah. Maybe someone give me an offer like $10. I was like, hey, okay, let's do this another podcast.
No, but also, I mean, since we're talking about that, it's also not just Circle Line that you're you were involved in the last few years lah. I think Harish has even acted in stuff that you've produced as well. Since you're both here, we can give a little bit of what is it exactly that you guys did together?
It was one episode in an anthology called Queen of Diamonds, which was the follow-up to the first series that was called Queen of Hearts.
Yeah.
And you were an actor in it.
Yeah, I was an actor.
And JD, you were
I was the showrunner.
Showrunner.
Yeah.
Showrunner meaning you wrote and directed
Okay. For that project, but that's not the full description of a showrunner.
Okay.
So for these 2 projects, I wrote the script, I produced, I directed the pilots, and I bring in young directors to direct the other episodes.
Got it.
Yeah.
So I was directed by Regent
Neo.
Okay.
Jack
Who's
Neo's son.
Neo?
Jack Neo's son.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
So just nice. We're just talking about who has the biggest dick in the industry, and then now we talk about his son.
That guy's son.
He's got a son. Yeah, JD brought in the son.
Brought in the son.
Even if I don't have the biggest dick, your son works for me.
That's your flex, right? That's your flex. Yeah, that's your flex.
That episode that Harish was in.
Yeah. It was a comedy or what? Comedy?
No. It's a social thriller.
Okay.
Yeah. And I must say, right, all the episodes are pretty easy except for Harish one. It's a
easy
talky.
to watch or easy to act or easy to
in terms of the nature of the script.
Okay.
Because the other episodes there are things moving, but yours is really mammoth, really just it's a talkie. All you do is you and another actor, right? And the lines of script, usually I divorce myself from my writer's mind and my director's mind. And when I finish writing it, right, and I just, a few hours I come back. And then when I read the script, like, who the fuck wrote this? Like, so many, so chunky dialogues and all that, right? Yeah, but you put through lah. Right.
Yeah. It was fun shoot.
So, when the script was written, it was originally meant to be a lady.
Oh.
And
as in Harish's role was meant to be a lady's role.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Region and I, we just spoke and I said, hey, this web series, a lot of females are. Like, where else can we insert a guy?
Wow.
So I redesigned the character to fit Harish.
Was that hard? Like redesigning the character for Harish?
Harish, his character, right, has sort of sum up the whole series based on what he say. And I put a lot of emphasis on his dialogue because I strongly believe in the themes of the content of what he say lah. So in terms of changing it for a guy, not a problem.
Okay.
For Harish to come on board, right, I took a leap of faith not on Harish because I know he can do it. Actually, I approached him. I actually gave him the call and then I put a lot of faith in Region to pull it off, right? Because he usually do something that is more accessible, right? Because J Team they do stuff that's more fun, more easier to watch lah. But this one is really like a lot of depth and a lot of actor driven scenes lah. Yeah, and he pull it off lah.
So what was the impetus for you to showrun like that, where you want to bring in young directors to do it? Because a lot of auteurs in the industry.
Right.
I wrote, I directed, I did every fucking thing for this project. I'm the best. At the premiere, please say my name 10 times. But for you, sounds like for you, showrunning is not about you being the main guy for everything. Of course, you set the direction, but you sound like you want to work with and bring up younger directors lah. So what's the thinking behind it?
I think as when I was a film student, I was surrounded by a lot of directors who are. I mean, I admit that I'm one myself. A narcissistic egomaniac.
Really?
Yeah. Never got that, JD. Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's the circles I hang around with lah.
Never felt it, but no,
So like a lot of like, wow, like my film and so I felt a bit like you are nothing without your crew, or you're nothing without your industry. And there's nobody else in Singapore. Of course, TV they were already doing it lah, but nobody come out and say like, hey guys, like let's pay attention to the generation after you. And that's how the industry can flourish, right? So I must thank the studio for supporting it. I say like, okay, when that project got commissioned, I said I don't want to direct everything. I want to bring in new directors and then teach them how it's done, and hopefully they in turn will teach somebody else. Right? That's how the circle of life begins, right? So
circle line, it's a circle.
The circle line of life.
So I Queen of Hearts, the first season was really a gamble for me, right? Because outwardly in Singapore, nobody have publicly said, hey, we are doing a creator system.
Like a story set in the world of creators.
No, creator as in, okay, showrunners are sometimes called creator, like created by. So when you see a TV series, right, the most important person is the credit who holds the word creator or created by. Right? Because he's the one who created this work. Right? So when you say Breaking Bad, who is it? Vince Gilligan, right? When you say
Grey's Anatomy, Shonda Rhimes.
See, there you go. So the project actually belongs to that person, a creator. and he or she decides how it looks, how it's directed, who to act, who to cast, what lines and all that. So he or she is like the walking Wikipedia on set and direct the directors, right? While the directors only worry about how the scenes are being directed. While the creator, right, or the showrunner is stressing on, hey, tomorrow I need to solve this problem so that the director
Because
can
in
shoot.
shows like that, every episode is directed by a different director, lah. Right.
I design
Quite
it in a
often.
way that okay. So there are unusual cases. Like True Detective was one director first season, right, and then second season it became like multiple directors. So it depends on what the creator wants to do. Like for me, it's very clearly like I want other directors to have the opportunity, right, the chance to join me and do their own expression. Yeah, and usually I always get those who are up and coming or usually overshadowed. Yeah, then I'll purposely rope them in and say, okay, let's do this now.
And why do you choose? Why do you choose? I mean, overshadow is an interesting term to use to describe people. What do you mean by overshadow?
Maybe it's a projection of my own youth when I was trying to direct. Because like the movies or the works that I want to do are not award winning on.
It means they don't go to Cannes and win.
Yeah. I don't make films like that.
Okay.
And if you don't win awards, if you're not an award winner, people just like, don't pay attention to you. Right? So maybe it's a projection of that.
So to clarify, when you say win awards, you're talking more of the art house film.
Okay, I'm not shitting on art house films. I love watching them. But the nature of the fact is harder for commercial films to be recognized in terms of getting awards.
So how would you differentiate between art house and commercial? Because I think we are in the industry, so we get it.
Right.
To someone listening, right, what is art house, JD? What is commercial? Aren't all movies commercial?
Yeah, I mean, to the latest example of Ajuma, for example.
It's quite accessible. So it's a bit maybe in the middle.
Ajuma is Singapore's entry to the
shout out to
Oscars.
Shuming. Love the guy.
Yeah. So that, is nominated for awards, but also like what you say, accessible. So when you say art house versus commercial, like where does something like that stand out? So it's just so you give people a marker of what.
And what is art house? What is commercial?
Maybe I give examples of where. Okay, first of all, the classification can be subjective, right? So, art house. I would say movies like of recent, maybe The Wonder, maybe Pale Blue Eye. Something is more expressive and more about less of the spectacle, right? Commercial is a lot of wish, boom, bang, and like make people very easily excited, I think it's a poor way of explaining it, but I think this is the way I would describe it,
So like, let's say, I mean, on a recent episode, I spoke about this one movie that I really fucking love. I watched recently, Little Miss Sunshine. So where does that fall?
Okay, that is a commercial drama. More on the commercial side, simply because of the casting. But it maybe it's a bit close to art house, but more on the commercial side.
Something like Avatar confirmed commercial.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Something like Parasite.
Parasite is
Started art house, then became commercial.
It is a very accessible art house film. Okay. Let me give you this example, which I love. I make it every year to watch it once.
Okay.
Blade Runner 2046. It's a very expensive commercial art house film.
Very expensive commercial art house film.
Have you guys seen it?
No.
Yes.
Oh, Harish, you owe it to yourself to watch, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you like it, Terrence?
Yeah, I mean, it's the visuals are quite
Epic,
something like
It's a bit of a slow
4K
burn,
Blu-ray kind of thing.
Yeah, but awesome, man. I wish I can make a fraction of that.
I see.
Okay.
I think it's on Netflix. I think.
I think it is. But I would advise people to watch as high quality as you can. Like 4K
just to
Blu-ray.
enjoy.
Do you think it's necessary to watch the first one?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay.
It's so
I
far
think it would
removed.
be good to watch the first one so that a certain scene will happen, you understand the context. Yeah.
But I really like Ryan Gosling, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Solid.
You owe yourself to watch Avatar, Blade
So many
Runner.
movies to watch. I haven't watched Titanic also. No?
There's a remaster coming out.
Wow.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, 25th anniversary remaster coming out
Titanic,
soon.
25 years already.
Another water tech demo.
Yeah.
Water tech 3-hour water tech demo.
By the same water
By
tech
the
guru.
same water tech director.
Water
yeah.
tech guru.
I think Lightstorm, his company patented like what 6 or 7 software prototypes, which I believe in the future will change the industry in terms of like rendering water and all that.
So after being in media and making your feature film and all, you got any new perspective on like life or following your passion or figuring out your what's the new buzzword? Ikigai. Ikigai. You know that? You never heard? It's all over TikTok lah.
What's that?
TikTok. I think it's a Japanese phrase that means the confluence of what you can do or what you like, what you're good at, and what value you bring to the world.
Right.
This little Venn diagram there.
Ikigai.
Ikigai. Yeah, I've seen it on like LinkedIn and Instagram and all that.
Okay.
Because I mean, the fact is you did a feature film and not just like a feature film with a bunch of friends or like an independent, a commercial thing with a decent budget lah, right? Which is something that a lot of people aspire to.
Budget is
Relative
stretched.
lah. Stretched lah. All budgets are stretched lah.
Yeah.
But has it changed your perspective on like pursuing what you love or finding what you're calling kind of?
Okay. Of recent I've been thinking that a lot because of the release lah. And just nice when it was released, I was in Hanoi. On my own, it's like, hey, my movie being released, then I'm here drinking tea. What the hell? Yeah, but that thought really run through. I said, okay, what am I going to do next, and what have I done? I think we owe it to ourselves during our time here on Earth, right, to create a dent in the universe. And as much as possible, I want to spread, quote unquote, wealth, the wealth that I have to back to the industry that I love.
Okay.
Right. This is also why I'd like to rope in partners, rope in new filmmakers, right? And say, like, okay, let's do this. So that you, in turn, it is on you now to share it to somebody else. Right. Yeah. In fact, I actually did it for Jordan.
Jordan was the producer of our TV
She's a
series. She's a
Terrorist.
terrorist. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to do more of that, right? Okay.
What do you mean you did it to Jordan?
So Jordan,
You spread your love on Jordan, or
not the way you put it, but okay. So Jordan came to me when he was in his last year in Chapman.
Chapman University, which is was a film school in Singapore, offering a degree in film at that point in time. Yeah.
So he said like, I want to go to LA, and then the school or the community or the alumni, right, couldn't help him secure a position.
Yes.
So I said like, okay, Jordan, are you prepared to do the crazy thing, to travel down for an interview? And I said, yes, I really want to go there. I said, okay, Ken. I pick up the phone, I call Blumhouse.
Blumhouse.
Right? And then like, hey, there's this guy coming in. Like, can you do me a favor and then just spend 10 minutes with this guy?
So it's just to give some context, Blumhouse is the studio behind Get Out, behind
Nope.
Smile.
No, sorry, not Nope. Not Smile. Sorry.
Behind Paranormal Activity.
Nope,
lah.
Paranormal
Paranormal
yeah.
Activity.
Yeah.
Right.
Paranormal.
And like
They do so much until
And Jason Blum.
Jason Blum, yeah.
Blum.
I have a story about him also.
Yeah, I mean, I love his mantra. Like, make a movie that is a budget that is not high enough that you can't recover just through a basic release.
Yeah.
And then you get something like Paranormal Activity, which makes like 300 million.
Yeah.
And all that. So just to pause on your little name drop, I call Blumhouse. What the fuck? And you say, I guess now the narcissism all coming
It's
out.
not. When I call, it's not Jason. It's like, hey, hello, what's up? No, it's not Jason. It's somebody.
But still, if I were to say, hey, I called the Istana just now, so going there tomorrow, of course you think, wow, this guy.
I called Prime Minister's office.
I called PMO
to get you an interview lah.
Okay, I apologize on that. Like I said, like directors are egomaniacs, right? Yeah, I'm one of them. Okay, so Jordan, kudos to him. Grabbed all his balls.
He flew down.
And then flew down and then secured an internship for himself. Yeah, so this is what I want to do. Like if I find that you're sincere, and I think if you can pass it on, I will try to help. I try to support wherever I can.
So actually, something that strikes me here is that you to me you sound one of the most optimistic.
I'm crying inside.
But in our industry, it's tough to find very optimistic people who there's talent here in Singapore, and we need to spread the wealth and bring it up everyone. I mean, I don't know about you lah, but I find that there's a lot of people who have been in the industry or system a lot, and yeah lah, can be quite jaded about it already.
Right.
Even myself guilty as charged at
Right.
points you hear me bitching about things and all that. So even for us, we've been through traumatic experiences of like being left hanging by the network and stuff like that.
Right.
How do you square that? How do you stay positive about things when you're in an environment that almost like, there's so much cynicism and so much like pushback about even pursuing this career path?
Right.
Go
what
to
do you do?
Hanoi once a month.
Drink tea.
Drink tea in Hanoi.
I was on a job. It's not because
Then you pick up the phone and call Blumhouse.
Okay, so it's not. I'm not always optimistic. It's always a cycle, right? I also struggle with it, right? And I think it's very important, right, that you must know or identify what is your purpose, right?
Your dent in the universe,
or what you want to do.
Okay.
So usually motivational speakers like, oh, you can do it. Oh, you have good to have dreams, and then it's okay. If you fail, pick yourself up. I don't follow that.
Okay.
Right. I'm a bit more old school. So I know this is the industry that I love and I want to contribute. And if I fail, right, it is my fault if I continue to stay on the ground. It's like falling down is an accident, but staying there is your fault.
Oh, that's a t-shirt worthy.
I always tell myself like, okay, as long as I always overcome hurdles, right, including the purpose that I want to spread my wealth to the industry, right? And if I have done any minute measure of it, I'm happy already. That's my okay. For me, what I did for Jordan, for me, cost nothing. But for Jordan, it meant a world, right? Actually, it sort of helped him shape his career a bit. And to me, it's like, okay, I'm glad already. I'm happy. Yeah. And hopefully, fingers crossed, he can do it to somebody else now.
So you genuinely want to see this industry that you love move forward, even if it's inch by inch, centimeter by centimeter.
Yeah, this any given Sunday Al Pacino talk like, well, we have to struggle inch by inch, you have to fight for it. Yeah, I totally believe in that.
So in your assessment now that you've sort of gone through the whole process of doing your own big feature and all,
right?
What does Singapore need now? What are we lacking to get to the next step?
Okay, so this is a very big question. Okay, so
is it money? Do we need money?
Yeah, we always need money. But okay, so job creation and sustainability is important. But it comes from whether the money comes back to create it in the first place. It's a chicken and egg thing. Right? What does Singapore need now is it depends on who you ask or what kind of audience we have here. But also we need to recognize that Singapore is a small market. It cannot sustain itself, not like Korea, not like China. So in terms of the void that we need to fill, I think is variety.
Variety.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
in variety of types of films.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So usually when you say local films, is either Jack or Art House or Anthony. Love the guy. He's my senior, by the way. Shout out. Name drop. Yeah. So it's always these two kinds.
Yeah.
What about the in-betweens, right? The middle tier projects. And I feel that's a gap that we need to fill. Yeah. Fake Keepers is coming out. I'm quite excited about that. Fake Keepers, directed by
Fake Keepers,
Daniel Yam.
Noah Yap, the one that Noah Yap.
Yeah. I'm actually waiting for that.
Yeah.
What else is coming? Glenn Chan's Shadows. My God, like I saw the teaser, I almost came.
Oh, okay.
Have you guys have not seen it, right?
A lot of big dick energy, this podcast.
Okay, yeah. You know what's funny? Like one of my assistant came to me and as a joke, she's like, wow, you like to present big dick energy. Yeah, who identified that big cunt energy?
Wow.
That was your response.
Yeah.
And then did she remain your assistant after that?
Oh yeah, she doesn't have a choice. I'm paying her.
Wow, JD.
That might get me cancelled. This
one own self, cancel own self.
Hey, actually, if anybody have reached a level to be cancelled, or hit a scandal, maybe if you change your perspective a bit, right? Maybe it's a good thing, because you reach a level that you can be cancelled.
Okay, that's.
I guess that's a positive spin on something that maybe not so positive.
yeah.
I would think like maybe if you get I think I don't know, the whole cancel thing now also is like a whole can of worms. I think now there's more cases of no publicity is bad publicity, but
Right.
that's like a whole
Actually,
other topic.
the web series that we did is
Yeah.
about cancel culture.
Oh yeah, true.
Right,
True,
so
true,
I
true.
really make a commentary about what I feel about the culture lah.
Yeah.
But you're talking about the movies that are coming out that made you came the preview, yeah. So the movies they excite you lah, right?
Yeah. It shows a different variation of what Singapore already have. Right. So I wish we see more lah. And of course every producers or director will say this: please support film.
Yeah.
Right. And I know it's not comparable to Korea or the US, but I believe that if we keep doing more, it's the right step forward. Right? Yeah.
But you're saying we create variety and we need people to support that variety lah.
Yeah.
But then what the people can argue back, but the quality, I mean, if even there's a lot of things, if the quality is not there, why should I not watch my Korean show or my even China movie or what?
Great that you bring that up, because this just happened recently. I have a friend who is a lecturer in I cannot name the school lah, right?
Yeah.
So he has a class.
Don't dox him.
Great guy, I love him by the way. So went to the class and I didn't expect to be in the class because I didn't want to steal the limelight from the MVPs of Circle Line.
Okay.
So, but since I was there and he
you
was
were invited as part of a panel
I
or
wouldn't say
something?
invited. He just dragged me into it, lah.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So I actually asked the students, right? I think it's about 20 plus, and I said like, how many of you seen Circle Line?
Yep.
Right. And most of them put their hands up. I said, okay, how many of you didn't like the film? Right. And maybe about 4 hands remain up. Okay. So the to those who don't like it, right? I asked, okay, do you believe that Circle Line, what we have done here, is the right step towards making bigger films? And 3 went down, and this girl's hand remained. So I said, okay, why do you not like the film? Right? And she said like, wow, not comparable to Alice in Borderland lah. Like the Korean one did it so much better, blah blah. And so I asked again, like, is what we do here in the right direction based on the history of Singapore films up till now lah? And she refused to say that. Okay, and it's not shitting on her lah. I have sort of converted her, right? So she was at that time, she was still adamant that it was bad. I said, okay, I'm going to joke with you now, right? Take it as a joke. Are you intending to get married? And of course she like blur like, yes, right? And I said, okay, do you want to have kids? And I say, yeah. I was like, okay, boy or girl? It would be nice. I mean, any gender is fine. I said, okay, let's say it's a boy lah, right? I have no intent to harm you or your kid. But if he's learning how to walk, I will be there. And then she was shocked. Like, why?
So you'll be there to
I'll be there that when he walk first step and then he fall, I just say, hey, keep up. No, you cannot. Then she was like, she was stunned. I said, okay, how you're feeling now is how the filmmakers behind me is going to feel what you say now. And then she
called police.
Of course, I keep declaring, okay, this is just an analogy, right? Like, and then she got it lah. And then I like to believe I converted her lah.
So if I get it correctly, you're saying that what is being done are baby steps, and if people don't support you, support filmmakers even through these baby steps, how are they ever going to get to a point where they're running lah?
Right, because Hollywood don't get there without the steps in the first place, because there's such an old industry so long ago, right?
Yeah.
And of course, don't support everything that's local, or don't support everything that's like, oh, must support local and therefore go for it. Support good.
Correct.
And if you want to support good, how do you do it? You watch it and then you feedback. Okay, you should have done this or that. Right?
But how would the regular person on the street feedback? They watch.
Drop me
movie.
a DM. Okay, it's good to make noise. Right? I mean, there are public forums and okay, so there are forums that like Reddit and
Hardware Zone.
And Hardware Zone. I keep it bookmarked so that I can keep my egos in check.
Got it.
Right? Yeah. So wow, the stuff is like, oof, like will bring me down. But as long as maybe after this podcast when I feel too egoistic, I was just like, hey, it's time to pull it up, and then I just bring myself back down. Yeah.
But so I mean that's putting a lot of onus on audience, supporting local lah, which I think a lot of people talk about that, and it's a challenge, it's an uphill battle, whether it's music or film and all that. But is there anything else that, I mean, at the end of the day, Singapore market's only that big, right?
Yeah.
So us, even 500,000 Singaporeans making noise on a forum or something like that, or giving good reviews for a local film,
right,
doesn't mean that the film can go travel the world and become successful, right? But is there anything else that can be done to get the word out there about Singapore film? Because I only saying this because I do want to explore, is there, other than asking people to support local, is there anything in the infrastructure, institutionally, that can be done or improved to get the word out there about Singapore film?
Wow, that's a big question. It's a lot of variables, right? So, sorry, 1 second. I'm going to burp in foreign language again. Sorry.
Yeah, this time it's Thai, I think.
It went away. Okay, sorry. So it has a lot of variables. Like there's distribution strategies, marketing, and who is actually interested beyond Singapore shores. I think there are some filmmakers' mistake, right, to make movies only for Singapore. Of course, you can say like, oh, it represents us. It's up to the audience to want to explore what Singapore is like. But you also must make it palatable for the foreigners to watch, and then maybe from then you can travel, right? So it boils down to the type of content you make. Make sure that it goes beyond Singapore. Distribution strategy. Make sure that they can get sales agent interested to bring in Singapore films to other countries. This is also why art house films has the most reach, because they go to festivals to get awards. Yeah, but also they also struggle, I would say, as hard as commercial films to make money overseas. Yeah, so it's a lot of a lot of small variables, but add up to one big problem.
Got it.
So just now what you're saying is that I mean I agree with the baby steps analogy, but then as a filmmaker, as a creator, definitely there's been stuff that you have made that you're maybe not so proud of, right?
Oh, of course. If I look back to my first film, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking?
So even for those, do you have enough conviction that you would just still tell people to watch it, even though you know that it's not the best, but you feel they almost owe it to the industry, or it's their civic responsibility to support because this is a baby step?
Okay, nobody should be forced, right? You're saying like if I watch my old works,
no, like like I think the thing about the support local, like I totally believe that people should support efforts, but if everyone is saying support local and then there's so much local thing, then who do you support? Then it's almost you can't support. And sometimes I feel when I hear support local, it's almost using that as a
weapon,
as a crutch, crutch.
Yeah.
And then I feel like no, but in the process there could have been things that could have been done better to result in a better quality product. But it's almost this support local is used like as a weapon, like what you said. Because if you don't support local, you don't watch. It means you don't support local.
Yeah.
So that's where I feel like if it's going to be dependent on people's philosophical belief that I need to support the baby steps,
right?
That's a big ask, man.
Okay, agreed. I agree. Like the thing is, if you want to watch because you're curious or you think that it's good, okay, watch. And it turns out bad, you can tell your friends like word of mouth and say, hey, don't watch, it's fucked up. Fine. Because if eventually the results are not instant. Wait for the results to come in weeks later. And then the filmmakers realize, oh, why they make money? Or what have I done? Or poor distribution, poor marketing? Or is it the movie is bad? Then he himself is on him, right? To reflect that, oh shit, I fucked up. Oh, I need to make better movies next time. Yeah. That not watching it itself is also a feedback. Right? So I try not to say support local. I try to say support good. Yeah. But in order for you to know what is good, please, this is my producer side speaking. Yeah, pay and watch it. And then if you want to shit on it, you find me on the street. Yeah, let's have a conversation. Civil conversation. Yeah, I'm not asking for a fight.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's if there's anything, you have to give it a chance. When you say you want to support local, you don't have to watch every single local movie comes out. But maybe you tell yourself, once a year at least, or once every month. Maybe you try and watch one local thing, TV show or movie. If you don't like it, you don't have to continue, lah, right? Obviously, you know. But that to me is in some way it helps to maybe make it less. Maybe people feel less guilty about not supporting local, like what you say when it's weaponized against you. It's
So then I think one
pressuring.
other mantra is you want to shit on something, just give it a chance first. Then you have all the right to shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have all the right to shit.
Yeah.
And I think so sometimes it's just taking that leap of faith, lah. That leap of faith and understanding why. I mean, it's like now we also started our Folklory site service, the audio thing. Part of what we have learned from the startup world is you never wait for the final product.
Right.
You just put it out there and then you iterate.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, iterating on movies is a bit hard, lah. You can't put like your rough cut there.
Don't cut yourself short. I think what you're doing is quite difficult also.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like that whole mantra, I think for YouTube, lah, like that was one big thing for us, because at least for me, like when we started on YouTube, one video a week, at the first part I was like, no, the video cannot go out unless it's perfect.
Right.
But then if you spend 2 months on one video, that's 8 weeks, lah. But if you just put 8 different videos out, chances are you would learn a lot more from just putting out 8 imperfect videos, lah.
Right. Yeah.
The thing is, for feature films, it's a bit harder to do that, lah.
Yeah, with bigger resources and more insanity, lah.
Yeah.
I think there's. I'm sure we all know friends like that also who constantly want to polish until it's perfect.
Yeah.
Those kind that you need to. I'm sure, like on Instagram or TikTok, they have those inspirational ones. Say like, if you wait for perfect, it will never come. Just try to inspire them and kick them off the edge, lah. Say, do it.
Yeah.
Okay, what you want? If you're comfortable, if the last few days you've been comfortable, and you're like, you find yourself bored, something is wrong. You need to purposely go and seek discomfort. Because
when you say last few days, meaning what? As in,
like the past few days, like I just leap out, my muscle is not sore. What am I work done? Okay, I can leave it there, don't do it. Yeah, but like once you find yourself stagnant, something is wrong. Yeah, you go and purposely seek discomfort, then you can improve. Yeah, those who seek perfection, I will tell them that.
but then after that, mental health, how? My mental health suffer because
now that is
discomfort their health.
big and broad area that I don't dare to touch. Okay, I do know that there are some people their mental abilities individuals are different lah. But like I said, I support the if you fail and then you remain there and bitch about it, it's your fault lah. I give you 1 day to bitch about it. Then the next day you still do it and say, hey.
I think in the stand-up comedy circuit, there's the 11 a.m. rule. Like if you have a bad show, you can bitch about it all the way till 11 a.m. the next day. Then you have to stop lah. Like I've heard comedians say that lah.
Right. And what happened to the comedian after that? Did they
just get better lah.
There you go, right?
They just get better. They just get better.
I'm sure that you guys when you all do your work, right, there'll be days of like, oh shit, I fucked that scene up.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
I think every day.
Even when last time when we look at each other's edits also, we don't send angry emails to each other.
What do you mean?
No, remember we send feedback to each other on comments. Then you will get pissed off at my email. Then you will complain to his wife. Then I see.
To complain to his wife
about my email.
Right.
No, I think giving feedback for creative work is a very underrated skill. I think you've improved a lot. I hope I've improved a lot. No. I know because I was that guy also. Like, whether it's like you give slightly sarcastic or sardonic kind of remarks or the haha, even including a fucking haha in feedback and things like that. It's like, I literally just saw something like that recently, and I was like, ugh. But it's not an easy skill, especially when you're dealing with people's creative work, right? And that's where to me is when you talk about you give people a certain window to make noise or bitch about something. You need to give people some space lah.
I totally invite any Tom, Dick, Harry to on the street. Like, hey, I seen your film. I don't like it. I want a refund. I was like, okay, let's copy lah. Let's talk about it lah.
I give you until 11
I totally welcome that.
No refund for you. Sorry.
Okay, but I there's this important thing that I want to impart is any creative work, right? Any improvement is in minute increment. You don't see improvement overnight. So I dare say, right, if 10 years back, if there's a time machine, I bring the old Terrence and Haresh, and then make a comparison, you realize in 10 years how far have you come. So it's very important to stop and then look back. Oh, last time I was like that. Now I believe I'm better. Of course, if you are worse, then I was like, wow, so you need to do something about it, lah. Yeah.
In 10
So-
years ago, I was sitting in an office cubicle.
Yeah. Okay. Do you
not
think
doing-
there is an improvement now?
Oh, of course. Of
See,
course.
there you go,
But my
right?
2.4 timing quite a little bit worse.
I put on a lot of weight
That one how,
since
ah?
10 years ago.
Then how,
So
JD? How like that?
Yeah, like I said, you fall down, it's your fault, lah. Yeah. Whether you mean that.
No, you fall down is accident.
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
get up.
Correct,
it's your
correct. Don't get up, it's your fault, yeah.
But what if someone pushed you? Then how? Then
And keep
Okay,
standing on
yeah.
you, put
So-
your foot on top.
So, throughout the process of Circle Line, I adopt a lifestyle called Stoicism. Right. So I have learned to, if people kick me and then I fall down, of course I can like bitch and say, why do you do that, right? But at some point, it is in my control to pick myself up, right? And of course, what he did is wrong. I can blame him for it, but it's like, then what? He's gonna like remedy that, I mean, if he does, it's bonus. If he doesn't, then you do what? Nothing. Continue to bitch. Yeah.
But where's the line between that and being a doormat, right? Like letting people walk over you.
Okay, those out there who feel like a top doormat now and feel very helpless, I encourage you guys to be angry. Okay, meaning like it's totally okay to express your anger, but you must look inwardly and see how did I become a doormat in the first place? Because I really believe it's your fault that you're there. Right, and then once you identify it, rectify it, and then improve. Yes, any improvement comes in very small distances. Yeah, it's not overnight, lah. Yeah, so let's just say, lah. Okay, for those listening, whatever you do, and if you feel that you fail or have become a doormat or people make use of you and you don't like it, right? Keyword, you don't like it, and then you continue to be there, guys. 1 month later, review. If you're there, it's your fault. Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry, I very reverse motivational. It's not like, yeah, you can do it. I'm
Feels like
yeah.
I'm drinking tea with you in Hanoi like that.
Yeah.
No, but
They put something in that tea, I'm sure.
no, but speaking of like stuff you're imparting, right? You also have a bit of a surprise for us, is it?
Oh, we are there already. Okay, so you usually you guys when y'all don't have guests, right? You have one short comment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Correct.
so
Also, this is the one short comment part already.
because you're asking for it, right?
Oh,
so,
okay,
I mean, we can come back to Circle Line or my history. Well, I love talking about myself, right? Every director's favorite subject is themselves, lah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can come back to that, but I think it's cool to for those listening, let me lead this one. Okay, so I came into the studio. I was like, hey guys, actually I spoke with Terrence first. Hey, I have a sound file for you all. I put some effort into it, knowing that I will come here.
Okay.
Right, because during COVID, Terrence and I met up lah, and we say like, hey, you know, I want to invite you for podcast. From there, already planned.
Yeah.
All right. I went to Reddit and I stalk all your commenters. Right. So this is my one shot comment to you guys.
Wow.
Right, Tristan. Like, if I can trouble you to play the video, and okay, I know you have a lot of job, but it's on camera already. Okay, so so if I can encourage you all to put it up on Instagram, your reaction to this. Okay. You guys, like, wait. Before playing, how are you guys feeling now?
Wow, don't know what to expect.
I mean, I was expecting you to make your OnlyFans announcement.
Debut.
Right. I'm not there yet, lah.
With the audio, the exclusive audio of your OnlyFans, your first clip.
So this is a video or an audio clip?
It's an audio clip.
Audio
So
clip.
you want to see our reactions, is it?
Yes.
Which is going to be on camera, lah.
Yeah.
So we need
Okay.
to
All right.
play it,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna hear it over a speaker.
Yeah.
And then we're
and those listening, those listening, you all will hear it as well, lah.
Yeah.
Okay. So can put it in the middle.
Hi Hi Harish and Terrence, I'm Acrobatic Egg on Reddit. I've been living in China for 2.5 years and I haven't gone home at all. This is the longest I've ever been away from home, so Yalabat has been keeping me so sane and entertained. I love your sense of humor. I appreciate the perspective you guys offer on news. So keep it up. You guys are doing a really great job and I will continue listening to you even when I'm back in Singapore.
Yalla, but thank you guys for covering the topical issues with a tinge of humor, making it fun, and kind of, filling it with good insights and information. Enjoy listening to you guys, and I hope you guys keep it up. Thank you.
Hi, Harish and Terrence. My name is Paul. I'd just like to thank you for discussing the important topics in a frank but humorous way. Your podcast has made a big difference in my life and the lives now of thousands of Singaporean students. Have a great 2023 and all the best to you.
Hi guys, I started listening to Yalabat in 2020. So this was when I was lucky enough to have landed a new job. But the new job had me working from home due to the COVID restrictions. And so I don't have the usual colleagues or office banter to listen to. So Harish and Terrence in a way added the noise that I needed in my otherwise very lonely work hours. But I'm glad that I discovered you guys, your very intellectual podcast. Also the chemistry between you guys, especially when the banter happens, it really enhances the podcast experience. Thank you very much for being my pseudo colleagues, and I hope the two of you have a good 2023 ahead.
Well, thank you to the contributors.
Wow.
Here we go.
So,
That was what? Terrence is legit
I'm tearing up.
tearing up, yeah.
I've never made a secret of it when something that I feel like people really come together and make something fucking awesome.
you are affecting me, man.
It makes me tear. I don't know. Just I've never heard people tell us about our podcast before, so it is.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty a very emotive experience.
And
So-
it's different from reading, like.
So can you just tell us what that was?
What the fuck, like, JD?
So I
unless you got
I
actors to
was
just
getting
read
ready
out.
to shit or whatever audio you're gonna play.
If you tell me it was actors reading out Reddit comments, I'll be like, damn it. But okay, but I'm guessing there's a bigger story behind it.
okay, so I knew that what you guys are doing are making big impact. This is your dent. I'm telling you that this is your dent in the universe because you're affecting other people, right? So I went to Reddit and then I just start mass sending like, hey, you want to give testimonial or not? Like, pass it to me. Of course, the first is like, who are you? Like, you're a scammer and all that. And I'm very grateful for the 4 that contributed. This what they contribute is edited. Okay, I'll give you a full version. Right.
Sure.
Yeah. So when I go out and farm all these reactions, right, and say, I knew what I'm thinking is correct. I'm not crazy. So I told them like, is it okay if I have your sound file and then I'll just present it to them?
Wow.
Yeah.
Walao, eh.
So
Yeah.
I implore you now, take some time, right, and remember what you're feeling now. Because whenever you feel down or you feel discouraged, right, remember this moment that you are affecting other people.
Wow. I'm definitely going to save that on my phone. Definitely going to save that on my phone.
Sorry, I'm flowing.
Wow. I was not expecting that, JD.
I was not expecting that. Yeah.
I thought it was going to be some narcissistic thing where you speak for 2 minutes about why you're so awesome.
Hey,
or something.
the getting them is like, wow, it's quite a...
That's a lot of effort, right? To reach
And the
out.
music choice, the music choice was good.
Oh, that was
good.
deliberately selected so that you guys can feel.
Walao, eh.
Yeah. Wow. No, I mean, it as I was listening to it, I was like, yeah, I've never heard people like, I mean, people have told us like, oh, yeah, we like, but it's almost like hearing someone else's podcast talking about what they like about it and all that. That is it's very new thing.
Yeah,
so
just-
thank you for for putting this forward. How do you select these 4? Or you just mass send it?
They're the 4 that's sent back. There are those who like either forgot or too busy. Well, I mean, admittedly, I craft the message in a very mass email way.
Mass,
sorry,
yeah.
it was
Like
on
a
Reddit.
spammy way. Like,
Yeah.
spammy way.
See, so this is an example of like the difference between Singapore film industry and Hollywood lah. Singapore, we just like, oh, I need to buy them a gift. Let me go and buy bakwa or something like that. But Hollywood is like, I give you like 2 months of preparation, previous work,
that's right.
and then this is what I present to you. Well done, well done.
Wow, fuck, JD, that's
Touche,
like the best
touche.
gift
Hey.
any guest has given us.
Terrence,
Yeah.
sorry,
Tristan.
yeah, this conversation too long.
Tristan.
You never experienced seeing them like that before, lah.
No. It doesn't. Yeah.
I'm
But
the first. Yeah, I pat
I've-
myself on the
I've-
shoulder.
I think we talked about. I mean, we messaged about this. Like this crying thing is when you see something
Right.
like even your stunts and everything. When you see it
Right.
all come together,
Yeah.
your balls just drop, like, right, and it just feels like, wow, that's the most awesome thing ever. Yeah. So that's the kind of that's what I'm feeling. That's why I'm reacting like that, lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think the best thing to come out of COVID also for me was the podcast lah.
That's how I discovered you guys also.
Yeah, and I mean just like just like it's just a community. So everyone listening, it's just fucking awesome lah.
Yeah. So who are the 4
Walao,
people again? Like the,
I left my phone there.
okay. We,
Oh,
we,
you-
we
you
can put
list
them.
them up,
Yeah, we'll put a shout out and
That's crazy.
What I remember, Paul,
Mm,
Acrobatic Egg.
mm.
it's okay. We'll
Yeah.
we'll put it down. We'll
Yeah,
put it down and like wow.
Well, I mean, thanks for responding. The 4 that contributed. I mean, there are a lot of others who wants to do it, lah.
Yeah, of course.
And I actually put a timeline because I need to
Timeline.
edit this.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, those who there are more who wants to contribute.
Mm,
Yeah.
Fucking sweet lah, JD.
Yeah.
Well,
It made this whole podcast worth it. If not for that, right, I would say like
Yeah.
hey, whatever it is, okay, because you guys did a reaction to your first few episodes, right?
yeah.
You all recognize that you guys have improved also,
Oh yeah,
Oh,
of
yeah,
course.
right?
yeah.
And then now you're at this stage,
Yeah.
right? Register that, and people are telling you that, hey, what you guys doing are awesome.
Mm.
Wow, thousands of students also.
Wow, he
Wow,
just
maybe
did,
that guy's an educator or something.
What?
he just did to us whatever he said he was doing to the actors on Circle
Yeah.
Line, right?
Pull something out.
Pull them aside and then tell them something that other people not, and then get them to see how they react.
Wow, JD.
Well played.
Well
Yeah, and
played,
it's,
JD.
and it's on camera.
It's on
also.
camera. It's on camera.
JD.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
Well, what were we talking about before?
No, you were
Yeah.
asking. Yeah, like, what's the thing you wanted
Oh,
to
the
show us?
surprise.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that was great lah. That was
great.
the showcase comment section ever.
Yeah, and now the Shoker's comment is actually on you guys, right?
It's shook,
Wow, that's
man.
some meta shit, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, we could go into one shook thing
Right.
because that it's a great way to always close off the experience.
Yeah, man.
I mean, okay, we can't use this as the one shook thing. This is,
Hey, my Shoker is watching you guys react to this.
Oh. Wow. Wait.
Yeah.
One shook thing. So I you go first. I go first.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
My one shook thing. Apart from that awesome thing that just happened, I recently finished The Witcher season 2, which I fucking loved, and I was looking for a new show, and I watched the one thing that maybe it was your one shook thing a few weeks ago, the Pepsi Where's My Jet.
Yeah. That's right.
The
And-
documentary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and as a documentary series, right? I watched the first episode, and immediately, within the first 5 minutes, I was hooked already, lah.
Yeah.
And I think I always have this notion, a documentary is going to be dry, it's going to be technical, it's not going to be entertaining. You watch it for the knowledge, but this show is so entertaining. The premise, the idea is so ridiculous that I remember 5 minutes in, I was like, oh shit, I have to watch all 4 episodes.
Right.
So I think it's one of those shows that it's basically this guy who saw this campaign about getting a Harrier jump jet with 7 million
It's,
Pepsi
lucky
points.
draw, yeah.
And he went after it.
Right.
And the guy who partnered with him to it's so entertaining, and the way they filmed it, like the style of which is awesome. Have you watched it yet?
It's in my list.
Wow, it
on
is
Netflix. Yeah.
It is good, man. It's
easy
good. I
watch.
hope the other 3 episodes also live up, but the first episode is dope. lah.
How often you watch documentaries?
I mean, I try and have a show that I'm watching at any point in time.
Right.
But documentaries, admittedly, there's always a bit of inertia. Like, I'd rather watch something that is more fiction. But I'm trying to do more documentaries.
It has changed the style of it. Has
The
changed.
last one I watched was the Kanye one, which was like months ago.
What was it called?
Genius,
I thought
yeah, or something.
okay.
Yeah, that was good lah. That was
Right.
good. So, tragic but good lah.
Can I recommend some a few more lists of documentaries that would help you grease the rails into accepting documentaries as a genre. So one is Don't Fuck with Cats.
Oh, I've heard that.
Right? Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Oh my, compelling, man. Disturbing.
Mm.
If you are into like procedurals and detective work, right? Yeah, watch that one. So that's one. The other one is Senna.
Oh, the Formula One driver.
Yeah. He led a Hollywood life, man. So that's one that I recommend. The last one I recommend is a bit dry but very well shot. It's Fear City. It's about the mafia in New York, lah. Yeah.
Okay.
So these three, like along with yours, I implore everybody to watch, lah. It's definitely a documentary that you get into, lah.
Sweet, man. Documentary season. All right, now Terrence.
Oh no, mine's it's a YouTube channel called Rose Anvil. I think it's run by this guy who runs a store that sells boots. So the interesting thing is he created a YouTube channel where he really dissects every single boot that's out there.
Oh,
Dr. Martens, Red Wings, and things
Like
like
he
that.
physically dissects it.
those leather. Okay.
He
I
does.
stumbled upon those. Yeah.
And then he also does. Then more recently, he's starting to do sneakers as well. So he cuts open Jordans, he cuts open Nike Boosts, Adidas Boosts. And then he does like bounce tests and everything.
Yeah.
Very,
And
tries
then
to
assess
be,
the material.
Yeah,
right?
assess the material. Talks about the history of the material, why certain shoes are the perfect marriage of form and function. And it's very interesting. Like, I mean, I always, like there's the whole sneaker craze and everything. Like, why are people buying a certain type of sneaker? For me, it was like, I buy Jordans because I grew up watching Michael Jordan. He won the NBA championship. But until you really dissect it, understand what materials are in it, you never understand why the aficionados really love like the Jordan 11s, for example, or why people love wearing Red Wing boots and pay $300 for, $300-$400 for a pair of boots that they're waitlisted for 6 months or something. So this channel, I thought it does a great job of bringing it to the YouTube space and really helping you understand the craft behind what goes in a boot or a sneaker. And as much as it's a commercial product, it's a mass appeal product, but there's still a lot of love and design that goes into it. And that's why it's something that I watched one video, I think it was just about Red Wing boots, and the next thing I knew, I was like consuming like 7-8.
And it's Rose Anvil, like the flower and the
Rose Anvil. Yeah. Put a link. Yeah.
Oh,
Are you guys into leather work? Leather craft?
No.
Depends on what kind of leather craft.
Wow, not that. You're the one.
Terrence, your theme today,
There's the energy in the room that we keep talking about.
Okay, do you know we have a common friend who has a leather workshop?
No.
Unless Jordan has a secret.
No. Okay, so I like to create stuff in my hands, right? This lady, an actress, Elena.
Elena.
You did Audible with her?
Elena.
Adil? Did I pronounce it right?
Yeah.
So you guys know that she has a...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, I do.
Right?
Yeah.
I if you're stressed, invest one day, go to her workshop and then create something. I think the whole process is therapeutic, man. So whatever you're feeling watching it, try doing it.
Okay.
I see. Oh, nice.
Awesome.
I think her workshop is can find on Instagram.
What's it called?
Make Project.
Make Project.
MAK.
Maker.
Yeah.
Make
This
it.
one, yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, awesome.
Nice.
Right.
Then what is your one shop?
Okay, so this came out yesterday. Actually, I have a list now, but what came out yesterday, right? Just overrode my list. There is a video game that a producer came out a developer story for. It's called Kingdom the Blood.
Oh,
right. So you guys seen the Korean?
Yeah.
So
Great. Yeah.
So the 2-season series about zombie in
Korean kingdom, right?
Right. So now they are making a video game about it.
Yeah.
And it's cross-platform. Yeah, and I always like assets, right? IPs that expand beyond the medium.
Yep.
So let's say Star Wars, and then you have merge, and then you have the spin-offs and all that, right? Yeah, so for Kingdom, it's the same thing lah. Now they are venturing into games. Yeah. Once I say this out of my mouth, then I realize I need to also highlight that Circle Line got spin-offs.
Oh,
Games.
merch.
NFTs.
OnlyFans. Oh, NFT.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of details about it because I just came back to Singapore.
Yeah.
And I haven't had the time to sit down and assess what's going on. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's a whole different department.
Yeah.
So okay, back to Kingdom. The gameplay is a hack and slash.
Oh shit.
Right. So it's I think it's a very old genre. I think the last one who did it well was God of War. The original trilogy.
Yep.
And I'm the sort who hardly play games. All right. But this one got me excited. And it's cross-platform. Right. So I can play on my phone and then I can go to my PS and then just continue.
So it's coming out when?
I don't know. It's a developer story that announced that there's such a project. So there's no
But got no trailer or anything yet.
There's a trailer.
Teaser trailer.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
I saw it yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I think that one is projects like this get me excited lah. Yeah.
The possibilities of something starting with a TV series or film, then expanding into a bigger universe.
Yeah.
Because you get vested in the character already lah.
Yeah.
I just finished Witcher. Now I feel like playing the game.
Yeah, there you go. But have you read the books?
No,
the books came first.
Oh, sorry, you can't play the game until you read the book.
You're a completionist.
I wouldn't say I'm a completionist lah. Like I don't like dropping off a show halfway unless it's really damn bad lah.
Okay.
But my completionist is by limited to that format. I don't have to complete everything in other format.
Right. Those who seek perfection will never start.
Yes.
But to his
true.
credit, he already watched The Witcher, which is not something that I would typically. Not something I would expect Harish to actually.
Yeah, the first season, the first few episodes, but I heard good things about it, and by season 2.
Right.
It's not from
fucking good.
It's very different from your usual fare of like.
Actually, I kind of like fantasy stuff, man.
I thought you were Crazy Rich Asian, Single Inferno, Singles Inferno, that kind.
Singles Inferno once in a while, yes. But for the meat, Witcher, man. Witcher is good.
So in terms of content consumption, you guys are more into TV series lah.
Yes, at this point, yes.
Okay.
Now the dream is always, we write a feature film and everything.
Right.
I mean, like you, I also have films that I watch at least once a year just to get my mind in the right place, But the guys cancel Woody Allen films, right? But TV series is what is easier now for me because when you can watch with family. It's not like 2-hour commitment and all that. So I'm just in that phase where TV series are easy lah. Yeah.
So if I ask back you guys, is there a movie or TV series that you watch already, right? You're like, shit, I wish I made this.
Oh, I think for me, very clearly, Little Miss Sunshine.
Okay.
That's the exact kind of movie I would fucking love to make.
Terrence, yourself?
Manhattan, Woody Allen.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is stopping you guys?
What's stopping? No, I think it's not say we're stopping.
Right.
But like what your analogy was, the baby steps.
Yeah.
Even ourselves as creators.
Yeah.
We started doing YouTube videos.
Right.
And then eventually it's gotten bigger and bigger, lah, right?
Yeah.
But it's still steps towards a destination.
And you guys are still walking towards it.
Yeah,
still
walking.
walking.
And I mean, thankfully being able to walk baby steps on different things. One of which is podcasts.
Right.
One of which in TV.
Yeah.
One of which with Folklory. So the feature film stuff, it's always just, it's like, I know in my head things are brewing. I know in Terrence's head things are brewing.
Yeah.
Right.
And we will get there someday lah.
Yeah. So remember your purpose lah. Yeah.
Just don't be
that sound far lah. Keep
Thank
it to
you,
yourself.
Guru JD.
Guru, what the hell? Hey, this is just me ranting. Thanks for having me here and giving my chance to
great,
talk.
Man. It was fucking great. Like that audio clip. Yeah, it's thanks, man. Thanks a lot, man.
Right.
And thanks to everyone who submitted. Thanks to everyone who's been listening to us. Wow, what a retrospective, reflective episode.
First interview of 2023, and
Yeah.
it's really, wow.
Oh, power lah, JD.
Bodes well.
I'm sorry I may go downhill from here.
Oh, no.
And watch Circle Line. Definitely.
Please, we need the support. Yeah.
So Circle Line, you can catch it in cinemas now. That's one of the big reasons we have you here so early. Even though actually, I mean, admittedly, we haven't had a chance to watch it ourselves, but we're telling people, you've heard the director, please go and watch it. Is there anywhere your other products?
Wait, hold on.
Sorry,
when are you guys watching it?
I want to try it this weekend,
yeah.
early next week.
How do you all feel? How are y'all going to make it accountable that you guys have seen it?
Make it accountable. That means, I
We talk about it next
talk
week.
about it. It could be a one-shot thing. Yeah,
When
yeah,
I'm not here, then y'all can shit about it, right? Support, good, right?
No. Yeah, I think you're right, lah. You need to walk the talk. If
Yeah.
I mean,
I welcome commentary, discussion. Yeah.
Don't worry, I do make it a point to like if someone, especially someone who's been on our show,
Yeah,
and then
try
receive
and
a
consume
support.
the
Yeah.
content.
So like studios on our show,
Yeah.
for the longest time I didn't do it, but I finally subscribed to full year subscription, Jom, his magazine,
Jom Media, yeah.
and I'm, it's like we hold each other accountable. Like,
Yeah.
hey, have you done this?
Right.
Have you done that kind of thing? Like, yeah. So don't worry, we do.
Don't worry, GD.
We own self check oneself.
Okay, yes, I do encourage people to watch it. But what I'm more excited about, right, is when we meet up, kopi and all that. Then
okay,
tell me where I fucked up. You know, like,
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
And
A few
Joan
weeks
also,
time.
yeah,
Yeah,
we also
man.
know Joan,
Yeah.
so we
Yeah.
want to watch it. But beyond Circle Line as well, we also talk about Queen of Diamonds. Right?
Diamonds,
yeah.
Where can people catch that?
It's on
on
Vidsi,
Vidsi.
both the platform and YouTube. If I were to be more specific, start with episode 4. That's where Haresh is in.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then if people are angry with you for Circle Line or
Yeah,
angry
yeah.
something, where can they reach you or DM you and tell you about it?
Actually, JD Chua. That's
Actually,
my,
JD.
yeah,
Actually, JD
Actually,
Chua.
JD Chua is my
Instagram.
Instagram handle.
Okay.
I know I put that as private, but you can message anyway. And anytime I feel egoistic, right, I just click on that. Like, whoa, this guy is shitting on me. Yeah.
And then you got Twitter also, is it?
Twitter is for my. These few days I haven't been that active on it, lah. But yeah, you can still reach me there.
And then your number is +6. No,
Oh yeah, go ahead, yeah, sure.
If you scan this QR code, it'll bring you to the OnlyFans site.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, yeah.
But yes.
Cool, man. Thanks so much.
Thanks
dude.
for having
coming
me.
on.
Yeah.
It's been awesome.
JD Chua.
And of course, let's not forget. I find that is again. I always look out for people who are overshadowed, right? I think Tristan, you need to be acknowledged for
He
your
does,
contribution here.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thank
Tristan,
you.
yeah, thanks so much,
Oh, wait,
man.
sorry. One, I want to give a suggestion on how podcasts can be ended. Right. I think this is another exercise of me disrupting now. Okay,
Sure.
so usually I don't know I'm the only one here or not. Like sometimes the way the podcast ends is a bit awkward.
Yeah,
Sudden,
it's
right?
abrupt,
Okay.
it's awkward.
So I do want to recommend imparting last words for our listeners to practice. So for example, when you cross the road, always look both ways. Okay, bye guys, right? Things like that. Like it can be very silly and all that, right?
Okay.
So if I may, I like to end this one.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, why are you so tense? Okay, so something that you all want to consider whether you want to pick it up. Okay. To the listeners, I like to impart this quote unquote wisdom, right? People who are hurt in any kind of debate or argument will always want to have the last say. Right? With that said, Haresh, it is pronounced omelette.
Yep. It's not the end yet, okay? It's not the end. Yeah. And now we're done.